as we were housing the Cyberman army. We've been on the run ever since.
And if the Cyberman army was destroyed, Fresh and his forces wouldn't stand a chance.
Also, another thing I want to bring up is that this flashback was inspired by that trailer, because I knew fans would be asking about it, like, why are the Reapers after the Star Scent in the first place, and what was with all that chasing in that trailer. So I just thought, from my end, how they could have perceived it. So yeah, but they could also have their own motives if they revealed that in future chapters. So yeah,
we'll have to see.
Yes, they could.
Heavens, my Bob. And I thought Snake Staff Magic was tough enough.
This is big! Like, really big!
Once again, I looked through the transcripts of the different episodes of SpongeBob and My Little Pony just to see if I can find dialogue that fits the situation. So, yeah, that's Twilight and Squidward.
How many episodes did you look through? Like, did you find the right one?
Honestly, I just looked through what I was watching recently and just thought, was there a point where Twilight sounded surprised in a certain situation like this? And was Squidward ever this panicky in a certain episode, you know? So, yeah.
Fits.
We've got to do something!
Snake Staff Magic practically has an army of instant death machines at his disposal. Is there a single being in the universe who's on our side?
As a matter of fact, there are.
Oh no, more silhouetted characters.
Yeah. So we've seen the top left one at this point in the story.
Yep.
So the others are to come, I assume now.
Yep. Also, before the screen popped up there, you might have heard an iconic Pokemon sound effect. So.
Yes.
So yeah, before I truly got into making this chapter, I really wanted to write about some sci-fi characters of my own, and I thought, you know what? If we're gonna be making chapter 10 of Fresh vs. Snake Staff as epic as we're building it up, I thought, you know what? It would be cool if somehow we got some outside space characters in this series. So yeah,
it's rather interesting at this moment in time, because the ideas that I've had for chapter 10 and then all the stuff you're adding on top of it makes it sound like absolute chaos. Just like, it's gonna be like, I'm wondering if there's so much in it, chapter 10's going to have to be split into parts, because it's going to be a lot.
Who knows, it might be. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the other three characters that you've not seen yet?
I'm curious to see the one with the minigun. Like, how that one turns out.
Let's just say that one's going to be pretty hilarious and off the rails.
I can tell that the bottom right one's, well, it looks like a flamingo. And the bottom left one looks like a cross between, like, Oscar and Dr. Alphys from Undertale. But that's, I can't. Top right one is the one that I don't know. Could be anything. Now that I've said Undertale, I'm thinking about Undyne. So I don't know.
Well,
I know that they're original characters, though.
Well, honestly, when I first showed this pic, I was like, is that all? But I might be introducing some other characters here and there in their own terms, but, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Back in the early 2000s, we were part of our own little justice patrol, known as the Star Scent.
The reason I decided to go for in the 2000s is because that was happening long before our YouTube scenarios even began, so yeah.
Our 4 old crewmates had their own battleships. We were quite a respected team. But we haven't spoken to them since we disbanded 10 years ago.
Thresh will need all good-hearted beings on his side. Where are they now?
Bzzzt. On their home planets, give or take. Beebo.
One thing I will say about Blooper and Pegasus is that I had to find 2 different voice apps just to try and get their voices right. So, Blooper's voice was from a robot voice app that gives me a lot of options, while Pegasus's voice is from Voice Pro Plus or something like that. I can't remember. So, anyway.
These sound good.
We have to find them. For you and Fresh's causes.
I fear you may be right. This ship isn't exactly built for a full frontal assault. Very well then. What are we waiting for? Shatterback's planet is just a few light years away.
Yep, setting up the next chapter and where we were off to first to find the first crewmate.
Destination.
Yep.
To our first stop, Skara.
And there was the official YouTube debut of my new puppet, Snarf the Snail. I was when I got him, I was so excited to show him off in some way, so I thought, hey, he would make a pretty good character to be in the biodome, so here we are.
Do you think he'll serve much purpose in the future, or do you think he'll be like in the background when all the chaos is happening?
I think he might just be in the background, just observing what everyone else is doing, like, oh boy, good thing I'm in here, otherwise I'd be dead. So yeah.
Well, looks like we're off again.
And of course, if you live in England, you'll of course know that that is the end credits song to Red Dwarf.
Such a good show. I love that show.
Yeah, because it was nearing the end of this video, so I thought, why not?
It's a bit.
Probably the most. I'd argue that's the most risky piece you've put in there for like.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Dudley,
Really
how many reactions have I done to a British TV show?
True, but you usually cut the intro, right?
Yeah, but I only played like a really short segment of it. That's kind of my trick to avoiding copyright, is if the music's pitched, if its volume's low enough, or if I only play like a short segment of it, then I'm safe.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. It's good.
Yeah. Now, you might not realize this, but this was my first attempt on my channel using screen capture, because I discovered that my video player on my Mac had the option to screen record, and when I saw that option I was like, oh, so many possibilities. And so those ships were ones that Cameron provided, ones that were going to be used in the old version of Chapter 2.
Yeah, the old design.
Yep, and all this shot was actually accomplished in Photoshop when I screen recorded a slideshow of the ships appearing. Now, it's not really that noticeable that it's in Photoshop, but if you pay attention to the bottom left corner, you can see a little portion of the image shift of the background, because I didn't know how to hide the little icons in the bottom left when a PowerPoint's open, so I had to cover that up with a little section of the background stars. So yeah, that's the reason the image shifts about a bit, because that was my attempt at covering it up.
I didn't notice, so I think it's all right.
So yeah.
Finally.
And of course, that was the final line from the trailer, so here I use it to good use.
The only piece of voice from the old filter I used before I made the new one, which I need to remember how to set up again.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while.
Yeah, chapter 1 of this is like, having seen some of the newer stuff now and looking back, it does a really good job of setting up where the future of this particular series is going to go. Like, go to this planet, meet this character, and then go to these planets to meet the other characters that we're gathering for this series. So could make this series last a considerably long time, which would be really good. While I'm in the progress of trying to do some more of my side of things.
Yeah.
But also, with regards to, say, for whatever reason, series, for some stupid reason, the series like ended up leaving YouTube. Like, I'm talking worst case scenario. It would be good at some point to get all of this stuff on DVD so that we could watch it all.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it might be nice. I might make, when the series comes to a close, I might make some special edition DVDs and such. So, who knows? So, anything you want to add about Chapter 1, Cameron, before we end this off?
So yeah, I've not really got much to add apart from like the old trailer footage from the old episode, and I shouldn't really talk about any of the design changes because we'll just do that in Chapter 2. So yeah, I've got nothing to really to add here.
So yep, we'll see you guys in Chapter 2.